used to cycle when you were younger, and you thought you wouldn't mind to get back into it. You're not feeling as fit as you were. You don't think you could cycle up the hills like you once used to. Well, have you thought about e-bikes or e-trikes? Today we're at the Over 50s E-Bike and E-Trike Expo, and we're going to find out all about it. Now here at the Expo today, we're with RevBecca, who is an amazing fountain of knowledge when it comes to everything e-bikes. Now tell us, how long have you been doing this?
I've been building e-bikes for 14 years now, actually. It's crazy.
Yeah, so you're not just an expert in e-bikes, you actually build them. So can you tell us how people can bring a bike in and convert it?
Sure, yeah, we like to bring old bikes back to the future in a manner of speaking. So we can take any bike apart from a carbon fibre one, but pretty much any old trusty steed. We look at the type of rider we're dealing with and which motor will best suit the rider and the bike, and we price it all up and basically either replace one of the wheels or we replace the bottom bracket and crankset with a mid-drive motor, and size the right battery up for the type of riding that the person's wanting to do. Make sure we can take the battery off to make it nice and light for putting into the car, and there's usually spending half the amount of money they would be if they're buying an equivalent quality e-bike straight from a shop.
So they can take the battery off to make it lighter. Some of them you can take the motor off as well?
The motor's harder to take off. Normally it's not designed to take off, but the lighter types of motors only weigh about 2 kilos, so it's no point taking it off if you can just go for a ride with it on. Even if you want to leave the battery at home, if you're riding on the flat one day and you don't need the battery, leave the battery at home, and if you've just got your normal bike anyway.
I think people are going to love that idea, because I wasn't aware myself that you could just convert a bike. So it opens up a whole new possibility, and people, they're full in love with their bike. They don't want to part with it, but here's a way they can carry it through into the future.
It's so true. Like, bikes carry a lot of nostalgia for us, and we've often gone on a lot of adventures with them, and you get attached. And also the comfort, the way you've set it up over the years, it's got those things on it that, you've raised the head stem, and so it's just in the right position and everything, and you don't want to give that up. Go and buy an e-bike, and then you've got to leave the sad old one hanging at home in the stables while you're taking out the new boyfriend. It's just not fair. So yeah.
When it comes to people who have a bad neck or a bad hip or a bad knee, is that something you can incorporate into what bike or how you direct them?
There's heaps of modifications, even suspension seat posts for back injuries that take the stress out of, and some good handlebar grips that are supporting your wrists more, and all those sorts of things. Tricycles for balance issues are wonderful, so either upright tricycles or recumbents. So I love finding the right solution. I've got a 94-year-old customer. I was really hoping he would come today, actually. His ride's a recumbent, and the minute he can't ride any day, he won't be around for much longer. He came in to try an upright tricycle, and he found the steering really difficult. And so he tried a recumbent against all his inner resistance, because he thought, no, it's too low, I'm going to get run over by a truck. But he tried it, and it was simply wonderful. And now he's got 2 batteries on it, so his range is about 200 Ks, and he takes his charger just in case he runs out, and he rides every day.
So there you go. Age is just a number. Don't use that. 94 and still cycling.
It's awesome. Yeah.
So what would you say to all those people watching today that may be using age as an excuse, or a dodgy knee as an excuse, about why they shouldn't get out on a bike?
Well, there's lots of reasons why people don't want to get out on a bike, and most of those are overcome by an e-bike. So it levels out the hills, it allows you to go further, faster average speed, and just enjoy the ride more without having to slog it. It's like an exercise bike that you can turn down when you're getting too tired. So you turn the motor up and you keep going the rest of the way. It just brings that youthful exuberance, that freedom you experienced as a kid, like Dad pushing you along when you were learning to ride. It's just magic. You've got to come and try it for yourself.
Can you tell us, how do people find you?
Well, we're online. We've got a pretty comprehensive website with lots of information and also a shop tab with all our products. So our web address is rev-bikes.com, and we also can be called at our new phone number, 1300 GO E-Bike. So pretty happy if people call us and want to talk through. We love appointments because we like to give people the focused customer attention. So it usually takes at least half an hour to try a couple of bikes, talk through what's going to work for you the best. And so if you can schedule an appointment with us, that's great. We're just right at the train station in Nunawading.
And that's the thing, come and try it. Like today, great opportunity for people to come and try it. So find an opportunity near you to jump on a bike, give it a go.
We have an excellent test track from our store. There's the train line that bike tracks. So it's off the road. It's nice and hilly actually down to Blackburn. And so because you don't want to be crammed along next to cars when you're trying something you're not familiar with. So it's important to try them on the hills too, because a lot of e-bikes feel much the same on flat land. It's really about how they perform on the hills. Yeah.
All right, so to finish off with RevBecca, we're going to say to people, on your bike. Are you ready?
On your bike!
Now, hi Graeme, you're with WATAG. Can you tell us about WATAG and who they are and what they do?
We're Whitehorse Active Transport Action Group, so it's all about active transport, being bikes, scooters and walking and anything non-car really. Keeping people active, particularly the over 50s.
Yes, and we're all about the over 50s and we're all about keeping people active. Right. Now, if someone wants to go cycling and they're looking for a group, what would you suggest?
Well, there's some big groups around. If you go onto, I think, Bicycle Network, you'll find that there's access to various groups. Locally, we've got Whitehorse Cyclists, and they've got over 300 members, about 320 members, and they run a whole range of rides. Virtually every day of the week, from easy to hard, and that can give, on the easy rides, can give you an introduction to local rides, or even talking around to local riders. I could tell them about 2 or 3 that I ride socially with, and I think other cyclists too ride socially with various groups, and we welcome other people to come and join us.
Is there any particular website or anywhere people should go in particular to find a group for over 50s close to them?
I haven't checked it recently, but I would think Bicycle Network would probably be a good spot to start, because they've got fingers in all bike activities. Yeah.
Yes, the Bicycle Network, and I know a lot of the community centres, they run cycle groups out of them too, so you could check their local community centre.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and U3A I think might have some cycle groups too. Yes, I guess if you ask around, you're bound to bump into someone like you or me that can refer them on.
Yes, because I do cycle. Now, Graeme, if someone's sitting at home watching us today and they're thinking about getting up and going cycling, what would you say to them?
Yes, just go. Such a great activity. I mean, I limit my walking now. I've got a crook knee, but I can do 50 kilometre cycle, a recreational ride. And what I like about cycling too is that you get to see places that you wouldn't see walking because you can't cover the distance. And driving, of course, you just miss so much. Get on a bike and you find all different routes. People say, oh, there's not many places to ride, but in fact, there's an enormous number of off-road bike paths around for bikes and scooters and walking. Get out there and look around. Ride around.
Yeah, ride around. Well, that's one of the main reasons I loved moving to Melbourne, because I was in Sydney, because there's cycle paths everywhere and it's great exploring. And my particular love is the coffee cycle. Just about every single cycle group has to go somewhere for coffee.
That's right. We all map out the coffee shops first and then work in a ride around it.
That's right. So what are we going to say? On your bike.
On your bike, yeah. Get with it. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Graeme.
Thanks, Carol.
Yeah. Woo! Watch out, they're coming through! Ah! That was fantastic! You're going to get one! There appears to be no excuse not to get on a bike or trike. There's a huge variety of bikes and trikes which can be adapted to a multitude of physical conditions, even if you're blind or have other physical challenges. For more information, go to our website, carolo'halloran.com. You'll also find information there on elder rights advocacy and our other guests. Please connect with us on Facebook, YouTube and Insta. Over 50, so what? Are you doing at least 5 minutes of fitness a day? There are more fitness videos on YouTube. Ideally, to keep ourselves living independently for as long as possible, we should all be aiming for 30 minutes a day. So get up now and go for a walk. I'm Carol O'Halloran. Over 50, so what? Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50, so what?